or just like friend to my right here.
Yeah.
Well, that would be a first European crown for Chelsea, and that would be something, wouldn't it? It's almost like playing at home for them with their Russian owner. Maybe everything's falling into place. Are the planets aligning for the Blues? We shall see. Stay with us on ESPN.
What a marvellous goalkeeper he was. Rinat Jasayev, you might remember him, those of you of a certain age. Certainly those of you around my age, from the 1982 World Cup finals. The USSR keeper back then, these days working here in Moscow for the Torpedo Club. Back here at the Luzhniki Stadium, Derek Ray with Tommy Smith and Clarence Seedorf, the man who's won the Champions League on 4 separate occasions with 3 different clubs. Clarence, let's get down to business and talk about some of the players who are likely to influence this Champions League final. Starting with Cristiano Ronaldo, marvellous player, but he hasn't done it against Chelsea.
Yeah, we know that. It's going to be a very tough game for him. He needs his space to be able to get his accelerations, and Chelsea, of course, is a team that defends very well, is very short, so he has to play a very intelligent game. He has to play for the team and just wait for his moments.
What do you put it down to, the fact that he's never scored against the Blues in 12 total matches?
Well, you know, there was always a first time, so who knows it's going to be today.
Perhaps it'll come right for Cristiano Ronaldo tonight against Chelsea. And Tommy, when you talk about Chelsea, you've simply got to mention Didier Drogba. He, of course, was United's nemesis, thinking back to the FA Cup final a year ago.
Yeah, but that was really the only time that he was their nemesis, because he doesn't score very often against them either. I believe maybe that's his only goal. The problem is that you've got to stop him on the night, and if Drogba comes out with a frame of mind that he's going to beat you, he's going to be very, very tough. But an awful lot depends on his mentality when he comes out onto the field. There's a certain calmness that you need in a situation like this, and I think it's going to be a huge battle between Ferdinand and Drogba, and it's a battle that may decide which way this Champions League final is going to go.
Are you suggesting that, in your view, Drogba's a little bit on the moody side? Of course, when he is in the mood, he can be a very effective spearhead.
Oh yeah, that's one of the problems if you're playing against Drogba, because he disappears for 75 minutes and all of a sudden you look around and he's sticking the ball in the back of the net. So you've got to mark him. If he's on the field for 90 minutes, you've got to stay with him for 90 minutes and you've got to deny him the ball. I don't think that you can allow Drogba to have the ball and hope that you're going to tackle it off him. You've got to try to deny him the ball first.
Well, Didier Drogba certainly will be a key figure for Chelsea. He'll line up in attack, and it's so difficult to identify favourites here. It's almost a case of, and we were saying this earlier on, Clarence, tossing a coin and seeing what comes down.
Oh yeah, definitely. And also another thing about Ronaldo, I'm curious to see how they're going to play with Rooney and Tevez, because on the paper I saw they put him on the left side. I have my doubts that he will play on the left side. I think he will have a role where he can move a little bit more central, and well, for the Manchester and Chelsea, it's going to be very tough, really, very tough.
And we'll watch very closely to see where Ronaldo lines up once the match begins.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Ferguson said, because Ferguson said you win a Champions League by paying attention to the smallest little detail. If you get the smallest little detail wrong, you can lose the Champions League final. And the fact that Park is not here at all, that surprises me, because every time that Park takes the field for Manchester United, it looks like the win. So Alex Ferguson obviously has a little plot in his mind somewhere.